This is the Yankees POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the New York Yankees. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
All right, nothing not to like about the Yankees tonight. They beat the A's in the opener of a three-game series. Final score 3-0. Will Warren was awesome yet again. 5 scoreless, earns his 5th win. Jazz Chisolm Jr., yet another home run, his 12th. Devin Williams earns the save, his 11th, with a perfect 9th. As we said, easy breezy for the Bombers tonight. They beat the A's 3-0. Hello, everybody. I'm Jay Berman. If you're a New Yorker, you might recognize my work. If not, welcome aboard. I've spent more than 2 decades in the biz, everything from TV to web to radio. Again, glad to have you aboard. Please follow me on X as well, at Jay Berman, Jayberman. Welcome to the Locked On Yankees postcast, both on the Locked On Yankees YouTube channel and the Locked On Yankees podcast feed. The postcast gives you a place to chat after every game. That's what we do here. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. Before we start, let's let you know that today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your very first purchase.
This is what you'll be talking about.
As we said, easy breezy for the Yankees. They win it 3-0. They are now 47-34, back to 13 games above 500, and they're now 25-16 at home. That after a pretty well-rounded effort tonight. Obviously, the offense did enough. 3 runs on just 4 hits, while the A's managed just 3 hits off of 5 Yankee pitchers. Really using the bullpen tonight. Obviously, with the day off on Thursday, that helps. All right, so here we go. Will Warren earns his 5th win. He was great again. He has been awesome. 7 more strikeouts. Only problem tonight, really one problem, the walks. He walked 4, 3 of them coming in the opening inning. In fact, Alan Winans actually started warming up in the bullpen in the first inning because a struggling Will Warren bending, but obviously didn't break. He walked 3 and struck out 3 in that very first inning. It cost him, folks, 36 pitches. That's just about as far as a manager's willing to go, specifically with a starter, as far as number of pitches in an individual inning. Again, 36 for Will Warren in that first inning. And as we said, Alan Winans was up briefly. He sat back down once Warren got into and out of trouble, and then it was coasting the rest of the way. Warren allowed just 2 hits, obviously did not allow a run, 4 walks, as we said, 7 strikeouts through 100 pitches. His ERA down to 4.37, which of course doesn't sound great right out of the gates, but of course, Will Warren has been great. The strikeouts have been great. Tim Hill, an inning. Fernando Cruz, an inning. Luke Weaver, an inning. And then obviously Devin Williams, an inning as well. None of those pitchers, 1, 2, 3, 4, with the exception of Warren, none of the 4 relievers, Hill, Cruz, Weaver, or Williams, threw more than 15 pitches. So yes, you went to 4 guys, but after a day off and only throwing 15 pitches max, you'll see some of these guys tomorrow, guarantee it. All right, as for the offense, Cody Bellinger had 2 hits. He was the only Yankee with more than 1 hit. In fact, the only other 2 Yankees with hits, remember they only had 4, was the Jazz home run, his 12th of the season, and DJ LeMahieu with an RBI. So the RBIs to Jazz on the home run, Cody Bellinger in an RBI single, and then the final RBI from DJ LeMahieu. So again, the offense, enough. We'll call that enough, considering they won 3-0. And by the way, interesting factoid here is that it's the Yankees' 9th shutout of the season. Only the Padres have more. And when we found out this number, it's amazing. The Padres have shut out their opponents 13 times this year. 13 shutouts already. You think the Yankees are a lot with 9. Again, the Padres have 13. Speaking of Devin Williams, we told you about his perfect ninth inning featuring a strikeout. In fact, Hill, Cruz, Weaver, and Williams all went an inning, all struck out a batter. Yankees whiffed 11 A's tonight. As for Williams, if you recall, it's really been a tale of two seasons, really a tale of three seasons. There's the beginning portion of the season, his first section of time as a New York Yankee was horrible. In fact, it led to his demotion. First 10 games for Devin Williams this year, his ERA 11.25. The first 10 games. The last 10 games, including tonight, his ERA is under 1. Under 1. So it just goes to show, as we said, really three separate sections this season for Devin Williams. The terribleness in the beginning, the demotion, then Weaver gets hurt, back to the closer's role for Williams, and he's been great ever since. As we said, worth repeating, first 10 games, his first 10 appearances, his ERA was north of 11. His last 10 appearances, his ERA south of 1. Really awesome turnaround for Devin Williams. As for Mitch Spence, might have forgotten that he actually is or was a Yankee farmhand. He pitched okay tonight, 5 innings, 2 earned, 4 walks, 5 Ks. Sean Newcomb, the journeyman veteran, pitched the final 3 innings, actually shut the Yankees down pretty good. 3 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk. Again, not much offense, just 7 total hits in this one, and the game cruised, really done in about 2.5 hours. So again, Yanks win it 3-0. The A's are now 33-51. Perhaps better than we thought or better than we expected, but still, that's a second division team that the Yankees absolutely need to beat up on. All right, we'll talk about the strikeouts and plenty of it at the top of the order. 3 for Trent Grisham, 2 for Aaron Judge, and 2 for Giancarlo Stanton. So the Yankees struck out 7 times tonight, which doesn't seem like a lot. But then when you figure out or find out or realize that 7 of them coming from the top or 3 of the top 4 hitters in the lineup is not a good thing. As we said, Trent Grisham, an 0 for 4 with 3 Ks. Aaron Judge, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. His average down to 358. What's interesting is that the next highest average in the American League belongs to the shortstop for the A's, Wilson, who's now hitting 341. So right on the heels of Aaron Judge, who forever was hitting over 400. He has been sort of in and out of a slump for the better part of a month. Again, his average down to 358, still leading all of baseball. All right, we'll take a break. Obviously, have to do player of the game and plenty of notes to get to, plenty of minor league notes, plenty of major league notes. We got to do it all next. And please stay with us so that we can have some fun on the other side. All right. Have you ever decided at the last minute to head to a ball game with friends or family? Well, maybe it's game day and you suddenly realize you want to be in the stands. Well, that's exactly where Game Time comes in. It's the easiest way to grab last minute tickets without the stress. With the money you save on tickets, you can splurge on food, drinks, merch, or even invite a bigger group to come with you. Game Time makes it possible, folks. Game Time makes buying tickets fast and simple. Prices on the app actually drop the closer you get to first pitch. And they've got incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and a lowest price guarantee that takes the worry out of buying. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account. Use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code LOCKEDONMLB. That's Locked On MLB for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. All right, we are back, and without further ado,
this is the Locked On Player of the Game.
All right, it's Will Warren, another starting pitcher getting the game ball tonight. As we said, Warren, 5 scoreless, did walk 4. 3 of those walks coming in the very first inning, but he struck out the side in the first inning as well. So into and out of trouble, cost him 36 pitches in that first inning, which definitely cost him the 6th and 7th inning later on. But still, game ball for Will Warren. He's now 5-4, 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 4 walks, 7 Ks through 100 pitches. His season ERA down to 4.37. And for what it's worth, excellent job from the rest of the Yankees rotation, the bullpen, and the closer. Hill, Cruz, Weaver, and Williams all got an inning, and they all were scoreless in their inning of work. They all had 1 strikeout as well. Just 3 hits on the Oakland. There it is. 3 hits on the A's side. McIver, Rooker, and Kurtz. That was it. So excellent job by Hill, Cruz, Weaver, and Williams. In fact, Will Warren gave up 2 hits. Tim Hill then gave up a hit, and that was it. Those are your 3 hits given up by Yankee pitching. Cruz, Weaver, and Williams got through their innings perfectly. 3 up, 3 down in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. So again, game ball to Will Warren. Devin Williams earns the save. And as we said, the Yanks earned their 9th shutout of the season, second to just the San Diego Padres, who had or have 13 shutouts this season, which is just amazing. All right. In case you're wondering, Ben Rice made the start behind the plate tonight, just his 2nd at catcher in a major league uniform. And hey, things went well. Will Warren and the rest of the crew pitched a shutout. However, the Yankees did not place J.C. Escarra on the paternity list. They expect him back Sunday. So that obviously means Austin Wells will catch on Saturday. We'll have to see about Sunday. That's 2 straight days off for Austin Wells. Obviously Thursday off and now Friday off. Good news for Spencer Jones fans. He's now a step closer to the big leagues. He is raking, or at least was raking at AA. He's now at AAA, promoted tonight to AAA Scranton. And in his first at-bat at Scranton, he hits a home run. So welcome to the Rail Riders, Spencer Jones. The sky's the limit for him. As for Luis Gil, another update. He threw live in Somerset yesterday. He'll throw a side this weekend again, and then another live session next week when the Yankees are on the road. If at that point he's good to go on rehab, that's exactly what will happen. Obviously, we'll keep our fingers crossed, knock on wood, that Gil stays healthy. All right, as we said, a 3-0 win for the Yankees. It started off in a scary way. 36 pitches in the very first inning, including 3 walks for Will Warren. Not the way you want to start a game, especially against the A's. But again, bend, do not break. And that's exactly what the situation was for Will Warren tonight. As we said, 36 pitches in the first inning, but he gets through 5 without giving up a run, struck out 7 through exactly 100 pitches. Obviously, he would have gone deeper if not for that first inning. But again, bend, don't break. That's the story of the hour. And he did exactly that. As we said, Devin Williams firmly back in the closer's role. Luke Weaver pitched a perfect inning tonight as well. Williams earns his 11th save of the season. All right. As we told you, Clark Schmidt was supposed to start tonight. Will Warren was supposed to start tomorrow. They flipped him. Clark Schmidt needed an extra day's rest after his last outing, which, of course, was the almost no-hitter. So it'll be Clark Schmidt versus J.P. Sears tomorrow. As we have afternoon baseball, it'll be a 1:05 start for the A's and the Yankees. On Sunday, a 1:35 start. Now, we do know who the A's are going to pitch, and that's old friend Luis Severino. Problem is, we do not know who the Yankees starter is going to be at that point in time. For a second, thought it would be Alan Winans, and it still might very well be, but he did warm up tonight, or at least got up and started to warm up in that first inning when Will Warren had trouble. So again, 2 more with the A's, 4 in Toronto, then right back to New York for 3 with the Mets over the holiday. Again, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in Toronto, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, next weekend at Citi Field against the Mets. folks, the All-Star break's right around the corner. So finish out with the A's, then the Blue Jays and the Mets, then Seattle and the Cubs at Yankee Stadium, All-Star break. That's it, folks. We are just about halfway through. It's amazing how fast it goes. And yet, we still have 2.5 months of baseball to go, regular season at least. Hopefully more for the Yankees. Interesting times. Again, 3-0 the final score as the Yanks shut out the A's. Thanks for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. Also want to mention our partners in crime at Locked On Yankees, Stacey Gotsulias and Brian McKeon. They handle all the stuff again at Locked On Yanks. They're the best, so follow, subscribe, and enjoy. As we said, 3-0. Yanks earned their 9th shutout of the season. They'll go for another one on Saturday afternoon. Of course, the postcast features me immediately following every Yankee game. All right, have a wonderful night, everybody. We'll see you soon.